So we will continue video 2. We will continue with pinworm or threadworm. Okay. So when we say pinworm or threadworm, it's also called as oxyureasis. Okay. So this is a very common nematode parasite in the intestine. So what is nematode? It is not closely related to true worms. It might not look like true worms, but then it is multicellular insect with smooth unsegmented body. So there is no segments in the worm, it will be plain. Okay, so it is a plain worm which might not look like a true worm. Okay, so it is very common infestation in infants and young children. So roundworm, we have seen that it is very common for preschool children, but this pinworm or threadworm, it's very common infestation among the infants and young children. So epidemiology, when you see causative agent is Enterobius vermicularis. Host man is only host, so it develops in the man only. Transmission, eggs are carried under fingernails containing clothing lines and dust. So cutting of nails is very important to maintain the hygiene. Then clinical manifestation, the child will have poor appetite, weight loss, teeth grinding, abdominal pain, nausea, anal itching, irritability, restlessness, sleep disturbances, enuresis and masturbation. Okay, it is a personality disorder, okay, where the child starts to masturbate, vomiting and diarrhea. So there is actually a lot of discomfort that is caused in the child, and because of this enuresis, bedwetting, right, restlessness will be there, sleep disturbances. So the child starts masturbating, and then the child also has anal itching. Okay, so vomiting and diarrhea. So these are the main clinical manifestation exhibited in the child affected with pinworm or threadworm. Okay, next, so treatment, it is the same. Albendazole or mebendazole or piperazine citrate tablets are given. So preventive measures, good personal hygiene, as I told you, cut the nails, washing of hands after the child comes from play, before eating and after defecating. Okay, careful hand washing with soap and water before eating and after defecation. Keep short nails, and clean nails. Treat all infected family members. So there are chances that it can become contagious. So all the family members also have to be treated. Next we will go to hookworm. Okay, that is Ancyclostomiasis. So hookworm is a chronic infestation of small intestine by Ancyclostoma duodenal. Okay, that is a causative organism. Then you see epidemiology, causative agent Ancyclostoma duodenal, or it can be because of Nector americanus. Okay, host, human is the only reservoir, common age group affected in 5 to 40 years, even the adult age, okay, about till 40 years they can get affected with this hookworm. Environmental factor, moisture and rainfall. So this increases the prone of developing of the hookworm. Then transmission, when we see, it happens through skin by infected larvae going barefoot, not wearing the slippers and playing in the soil. Open field defecation. Okay, so open field defecation, just in the field they go and they defecate. Okay, farming, so latrines should be encouraged here. Then farming using untreated sewage and oral route by eating contaminated fruits and vegetables. It should be washed thoroughly and then only it should be eaten. Okay, so these are all the ways of transmission. Next, clinical manifestation, skin toe itching. So we know when they walk barefooted only they develop this. So they have skin toe itching, progressive anemia, because this actually starts consuming the food, okay, and then it leads to poor appetite. Then you have pallor of wild body, okay, because anemia is there, so you will look that the person will look pale, loss of appetite, epigastric pain, pica, black colored stool will be there, weakness, puffiness of face, flatulence is gas, okay, and then they pass gas, and then constipation and diarrhea alternatively, abdominal pain, slight fever, malnutrition, growth retardation. Okay, so when it comes to diagnosis, stool examination for ova and occult blood has to be done. That is why we see that it is important. Okay, blood test eosinophilia, we have to do the blood test and check if there is any presence of eosinophil. Occult blood, black stool, okay, that indicates that there is a bleeding. Then management, same, albendazole or mebendazole or Parental pamoate will be given here. Then iron therapy, because progressive anemia, iron rich diet, blood transfusion if needed. Then prevention, sanitary disposable of feces, treat all infected person, improve personal hygiene, wearing footwear has to be encouraged, use sanitary latrine, don't go for open field defecation, okay, OFD should be prevented. And then change farming practices, okay, so all sewage has to be closed properly and the farming has to be done properly. So these are the various prevention method that has to be followed for hookworm infestation. And the last of GI system, under that the worm infestation is the tapeworm. Okay, so Taeniasis, tapeworm infection is called as Taeniasis. So tapeworm or cetadotes found in children as poke tapeworm, Taenia solium, beef tapeworm, Taenia saginata. So it is found, Taenia solium is found in the poke and Taenia saginata is found in beef. So if the food, if the pork or the beef is not cooked well, and if a person consumes the red meat or the pork, that is the pig meat, if they consume it without cooking properly, then these worms are found which will enter into the human. Okay, so in epidemiology, causative agent is Taenia solium or Taenia saginata. Then mode of transmission, eating improperly cooked pork or beef, eating unwashed raw vegetables, food, water contaminated with eggs. So clinical manifestation, the person will exhibit or the child will exhibit a headache, abdominal pain, abdominal distension, weight loss, loss of appetite, diarrhea, growth failure. So certain one or two only is very significant when it comes to clinical manifestation in each kind of worm infestation that you have to study. Okay, otherwise it is the same. So diagnosis, stool examination, for X has to be done, X-ray, CT scan or MRI, CSF examination can be done. So talking about treatment, here it is parisoquantal, mepacrine, albendazole or mebendazole. These are all the drug of choice which can be given for tapeworm or Taeniasis infection. And then prevention, how do we prevent it? Treatment of infected person, proper disposal of the excreta, health education has to be given regarding different kinds of worms that can infect the children, and accordingly care can be provided, education can be provided, educate to take proper cooked meat, fish and proper cleaning of raw vegetables and fruits, improper hand washing practice and good personal hygiene, improve hand washing practice. Now I think because of COVID-19 everybody they know how to do proper hand washing, okay, and then proper housing, feeding of pigs. Okay, so these are all the various things that we have to keep in mind when it comes to prevention of tapeworm. So other conditions will be taken by other teachers in Unit 6. So my portions in pediatrics it is over. Next I will continue with medical, surgical, nephro, whichever has not been covered in the pediatrics. Okay, those portions I will take in the medical, surgical. Okay, I'll make sure that it is completed appropriately. Any further explanation is needed for the pediatric conditions under medical, surgical, I will do it. Nothing to worry.